In this video, I'm going to do a review on this Harbor Freight grinding wheel dresser, as well as give a few tips on how to use it since it's not immediately apparent. First tip is, when you're using these, turn your grinder on, let it come up to full speed, and then turn it off. See if there's isn't a significant difference in speed between the grinding wheel face here and this. What's going to happen is it's going to be like a clutch discs on a transmission, the friction discs that clamp. All that will end up happening is the rotational energy from this will end up transferring to this, and these will just spin and get chewed up. So that's why you need to have a speed difference. You don't want them, matched in speed. And the second one is people push into the wheel. Now, you notice how these are loose? They're supposed to be like that. The way they function is they strike the surface, each of these little spurs. They fling back. They can't go back because of this rod here. So then they bounce and strike the grinding wheel's face. So if you push into it, you remove the slack and it can't do that. So you end up just chewing this up with almost no wear on this wheel. So yeah, that's another very, very common mistake. Now, I noticed that it's very difficult and not really obvious. So you end up with these lines as one of these wheels chews in more than the other. So when you go to use this, you barely start off to the side. I usually start off to the left side. And then you're going to bring it over and across. Go completely across in one smooth, continuous motion. Do not stop, or you'll end up with those lines. And though you can use one of these instead of a diamond wheel dresser, these actually aren't very good for getting a very smooth face to it. These aren't very good for getting a very smooth face, but these are very good at removing a lot of material very fast. Another option is if you have an old masonry grinding wheel or cutoff wheel. Probably not the cutoff wheels, they're kind of flimsy. Definitely don't use a cutoff wheel. You probably end up having it explode and come back at your face. Yeah, so you can use a masonry grinding wheel that you don't use anymore. This case, this is a worn out nub one. I wasn't going to throw away, but found another use for it. These, you just use them kind of like the diamond wheel dressers. And as it's running, when you're using these, it doesn't matter if you have full speed on this. Doesn't matter. Diamond one, probably better not, just because the diamonds may come off of the surface that they're plated onto. But these, it doesn't matter. Then you just touch the wheel where you want to remove the material. It's a little bit easier, I want to say, if you use this. Slower, but easier. Had to stop and remove something from the tool wrist that was interfering with the dressing wheel. Make sure you wear a respirator and a face shield, not just safety glasses, and that the respirator is an N95 or better, which would be a P100.